Hi, and welcome back to ctla Chronicles. I know the last update I posted, I was saying that I wasn't feeling quite myself, and we were upping some of my steroids, and I declined farther after that. And I ended up needing to go up to Dana-Farber and get like 2 liters of fluids and a ton of blood work to see kind of what's going on. We still don't really have any answers. My kidneys aren't functioning as well as they should be. But I'm also not in kidney failure or anything. It's just making staying hydrated very difficult. I'm drinking over 2 liters of fluids a day, and it still is doesn't feel like enough. They've also upped me to 40 milligrams of prednisone, so I feel like a rock star right now. And I have to slowly taper that, and we're going to see if maybe some of this had to do with GVHD or who knows. I also have several stressors in my life right now, so it could have been in just kind of combination with everything, which sucks. I also wanted to just touch on kind of where I'm at day 200 or 203, whatever we're at right now. So usually when you have a bone marrow transplant, it is a 365-day recovery, and it's really longer than that. It's the rest of your life is impacted. You're definitely not the same person after you go through something traumatic like this. I almost died several times while I was in the hospital, going through conditioning with the chemo and with the radiation. The radiation was the most painful experience I think I've ever endured. It was worse than childbirth, and I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I think it was a total of 45 minutes of total body irradiation. And that might not seem like a lot to some people, but when you look up how much I had, and it's enough to kill you because they need to kill all of your bone marrow to make room for the new bone marrow, so you don't have rejection and other stuff. So it was an awful experience, and I end up pushing myself way harder than I should on my good days because I feel like I'm going to miss out when I'm down and out, or I'm terrified that I'm going to end up back in the hospital. And all of that's really frustrating, and it's hard. And I'm sure it's hard for other people on the outside watching and being like, oh, well, she seems like she's okay because she's out doing X, Y, and Z, and she's out paddleboarding, and she's hiking, and she's going for walks, and she's doing this with the kids, and I'm supposed to be active. And the fact that I can be so active is a blessing because I'm doing far better than they expected. But I still don't have an immune system. I have less of an immune system than a newborn. When babies are born, they're born with some of their mother's B cells and some protection from their mom, versus having a bone marrow transplant where they kill everything that they can, give you new bone marrow, and then it's like a garden. You have to wait for all of those cells to start growing. And even though you might see some numbers, on lab work, my platelets are good, I still don't have T cells. So I really can't fight off infections. The fact that I fought off the stomach bug that I had from the kids back in April was astonishing because those kill transplant patients. And it's a miracle that I only needed, 3 liters of fluids, towards the end of that. But it's just, all of this is crazy, and there's no right way to go about this because you have to live your life. I have 3 children, so my house is not, this immaculate place that it should be for a transplant patient. But at the same time, it is what it is. You have to pick and choose your battles, and it's crazy. All of this is hard. There's so many different facets to what you have to do to literally just stay alive as a transplant patient. And I'm beyond grateful, especially today, to be feeling as good as I am today, and to be back and feeling I can do anything, and I can go run a mile I shouldn't. It's just, it makes my heart so happy. I didn't realize how poorly I was doing until I had to go up to Boston, and there was no chance I was going to be able to drive myself. So Dan had to drive me, and I'm so thankful for him because without him, I would be lost. Thanks for listening. We'll try to give another update. And I promise we are getting this podcast room set up. It's just with everything going on, it's hard and it's crazy. But with the kids back in school, we're hoping to make things happen.